Hey, my name is Connor Singleton, and I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My dad's from Myrtle Beach, and my mom's from Conway. I've been to St. Andrew's Catholic School, and I've also been to Myrtle Beach Middle School, and I've been in Myrtle Beach schools my whole entire life. And on December 20th, I never knew that my life would take a crazy turn. Well, in 2012, I had been sick that whole year. It was awful between strep throat and sinus infection and everything you could possibly think of. And I went to the doctor, and they were listening to me, and they asked my mom and said, has she been checked for her heart murmur? And my mom said, of course, everything's fine, there's nothing wrong with her. And he was like, she seriously needs to get checked out, like really bad. And so we put it off and really didn't think anything about it. And so I think we came back, and he's like, have you gotten that appointment yet? And so she was like, no, we hadn't. And he was like, you really need to, I'm not kidding. And so I think the following day we went to a cardiologist in Charleston and had an echocardiogram, which is like a 3D x-ray of your heart. And he came in the room and sat on his chair and like rolled up, and that's really bad news as soon as you see that. And he said there's either two ways of fixing this, catheterization or open heart surgery. I was 14. I've never been through something like that, especially when you're 14. It's like people my age are not worried about that. People aren't really concerned about, of course you're concerned about your health and everything, but when you're 14 you think you're invincible. And when I heard that, I was like, this can't be happening to me, so it really shook my world up for a little bit. And in January I went to have the catheterization done, and it didn't work. I didn't have enough tissue between my top two chambers. And I went in, and they figured out that I had, my valves were extremely misshapen. And so they went in and did the valves, and then they put the prosthetic in between my top two chambers to create the 4 instead of the 3. Leading up to this day, I did not know the outcome. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I'm a person who likes control and kind of, I'm always one who's been on top of things. And just knowing that I had no control over any of this was extremely difficult for me. But on February 6th, I surrendered my life to Christ. And of course it was hard for me because, knowing I couldn't control anything or I couldn't change anything, I felt Jesus' presence in the room, and that's when I knew everything was over with. I knew he had his hand on me throughout the whole thing, and so it's been a crazy road, but that was the day that I gave it all to him. I gave him all control of my life. And it's crazy to think and to see how God has brought this full circle between something that could be a catastrophe to something that is beautiful and is put in my life. And all thanks to Ocean View and being able to worship not only in the youth building but also in the big church. It's all been a huge blessing to me. And now he's given me a song to sing and given me so many opportunities, from working with Dion, which is my vocal coach, to creating an album and being able to be a songwriter and having my story put through my music and everything like that. And I'm a spokesperson for the American Heart Association, and we've been working extremely hard to raise awareness for heart disease and stroke. And what else did I say?
That's awesome. Yeah.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace.
there's no one there to dry your tears. I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue, I'd go crawling down the avenue. Oh, there's nothing that I wouldn't do.